welcome back to the show. Hopefully this holds up and we get back into game number 1, semifinals. Didn't get to do proper intros, so real quick, top right, it's Bunny. Bottom left, it's Astrea. Astrea is the American Protoss player, the up-and-comer who has been training and living on and off in Korea with the rest of those delinquents. And hopefully we'll see some good things out of him. But Bunny has had to play like non-stop TVP. Is this a rerun? Well, now that you've asked that, if I say no when I do a rerun, I look like a bad guy. Okay, so take what you will from that answer. Anyways, Bunny has played like non-stop TVP tonight. In fact, I believe, I'm looking at his bracket right now, I think 100% of his games tonight were TVP, because he played versus Firefly in round 1, Chinese Protoss. Then he played Super, Korean Protoss. Then he played Gemini, American Protoss. And now here he is in the semifinals playing another American Protoss player. This guy cannot get away from this matchup no matter how hard he tries. Why isn't there a delay? Should I call the cops? Please, it'll be really funny for me if you go report this to ESL. Guys, I've already cleared all this stuff with him. We're good. Don't worry about it. We'll talk about the magic of it afterwards, because I want to give a shout out to the man making it possible. But because we were a little bit late to the game, we'll talk about it after. Is that NordVPN? Oh my god. No, it's actually Raid Shadow Legends.
Raid Shadow Legends.
I use Raid Shadow Legends to VPN to the United States to bring you this content, guys. Hello, internet historian, my favorite boomer. I've just had to restart my stream with the 5th time. I'm not having a good night tonight, but thanks for stopping by. Oh, Armory. Okay. Okay, so now I'm back to it, guys. Now we're online. An Armory means mech, but an Armory is also weird to see pushed out this early versus Protoss. There's not a lot of Hellbat builds that come down. But with a Cyclone being one of the best 1v1 units in the early game, you bet your butt Bunny's already coming into this powerful. Add into the fact that it's Drilling Claws, because there's no other reason to rush it out versus Protoss. You're gonna have those instant burrow Widow Mines, but more importantly, those Widow Mines are going to stay burrowed and undetected. It's very unlikely we're gonna see detection as Astrea's tech path leads him down the Twilight Council. I mean, there's Revelation from the Oracle, but it's not reliable. It's cooldown based, and you only cast it once on a couple of units. So if he misses any of the Widow Mines, the rest are gonna stay burrowed for a long time. Playing Raid through Nord while using the Honey browser app is the ultimate move. Yeah, if you guys want to get the best discount in the Raid Shadow Legends store, make sure you use Honey. I'm not sponsored by Honey. I can't sell out like this. I can't do what you do. Go back to Mark Zuckerberg. Why don't you go solve a house flipping mystery, internet historian? Get the f out of my... Anyways, Drilling Claws. Yes. Widow Mine drops, as you've already seen through many of these matches tonight. Powerful. But Bunny has lost his mind. He's played 3 pro TVPs leading up to this semifinals match, and this one appears to have not broken him per se. Oh, Astrea sees this. He got Revelation down, so he sees the medevac going out. He knows from which angle this will approach, but the Drilling Claws is still undetected. There's been no information to let him know that these are going to be the fast burrowing Widow Mines, or more importantly, the ones that won't be easily removed from play because they're going to stay detected. Invisible. So detection's here. The Oracle can revelate. Oh, it can't actually. It can't reveal anything. Oh, he's got to drop these. He's got to drop these now. Okay, focus fires on the Phoenix. Very important to note there. It does take 2 shots, and the second Widow Mine would not have auto-triggered. That was focus fire at a Bunny. But Revelation will tag those Widow Mines in a bit. However, while that army from Astrea waits, while our young American Protoss gets baited to the south, Bunny is going to go all the way north with another drop and likely come in undetected. It goes past the watchtower. Astrea doesn't see it. There's no units to the north. There's no pylon. This drop is going to go off uncontested, and these Widow Mines are actually off cooldown. Oh, no, so you can just pick up and walk these in. Okay, remember, another Drilling Claws with this. Instant burrow. Marines are going to have a little bit of ground to stand. Oh, Widow Mine takes out the Oracle. Picking it up, tries to escape, realizes he's not going to. Other Widow Mines land. Oh my god, 16 probes go down. And Bunny has gotten significant, from what was originally a pretty failed attack, ends up doing phenomenal damage. Now remember, this Widow Mine gets removed. The other 2, okay, he's got an Observer out. Astrea bridges the damage. But he's also leapfrogged bases. This is actually kind of insane. So third base down on location, but Astrea's on his 4th. Literally a whole base ahead of Bunny in that regard. Internet historian's a person just like you. He watches the streams. He eats the cereal. No, he's not a person like me because I know how to use technology. And of course, Froggy asks the question. I'm sure every creator on the internet loves hearing, whether you're a YouTuber or a Twitch streamer, when's the next thing? When's the next? I'm sure everybody loves getting that question, dude. So on behalf of him and everyone else, let me thank you for asking such a unique and frankly important to our times question. Hello, Rifkin of the President. Yeah, we're not using a stream delay tonight. It's really nice. It's the first time all year we've actually gotten away with this. I hate streaming with a delay, guys. I really do. But we'll explain how we're doing that in a minute. Before then, we do have the drop coming in once more. This one gets picked up pretty quick. A cannon's here for detection as well. I love that Astrea grabbed the Widowmine, though. Removing the Marauders was tempting, but the Widowmine was the big damage. She actually bros it! Pop, pop! Oh, it doesn't go off on the Oracle, though. It does hit the Phoenix. But the Oracle's already cast. It's good. And here's the Observers, so Astrea holds once more. But all this damage out of Bunny. Like, he's killed a lot of workers this game. Still on 74, because he's on 4 bases, dudes. This is wild. I don't even know if Bunny has vision of that 4th base. This is kind of crazy. Astrea's a really unique player too. I didn't really get to go into it into the early game, but Astrea's put out a lot of weird builds. You know, I remember casting this one game he played against Scarlet in WCS. He rushed out sentries for an attack. And I thought, this is some amateur Bush League bullshit. Who's going to do this? And it didn't work as expected in game 1. But then he did it to her again in game 2 and it worked. And I sat there flabbergasted, like, what did I just watch? So Astrea's not like super crazy. He's not exactly doing insano builds, but he's got a lot of unique moves that I've never seen any other Protoss player make. Everyone else plays very standard and very much the same way. And while there's not like a lot of room inherently with a Protoss design to do cool things like that, this is just me shouting out that 4th base because this was absurdly fast. No, not many people get away with it. This is kind of greedy. How's the game paced so fast? Because this is one of the toughest games in the world, man. And it takes a real pro player to be able to execute any moves. And these guys are keeping up with each other toe to toe. Now, Astrea loses some of the mining on this base, but this base was kind of an advantage. So losing out anything here is not exactly losing out. It just loses some of the advantage. But now down in supply, there's a Colossus, a shield battery, not a lot of army, and Bunny comes in with that full collapse. 1-1 for weapons, tearing through this, even though there's +1 armor. Guardian shield nowhere to be found. New warpins, lots of zealots, but guess what? Widowmines are here ready to pop off on those zealots. Bunny pushes through, and Astrea's army, it just dies. That's it. There's no painting a pretty picture here. The 4th base is screwed too. Astrea obviously doesn't want to give up the investment of this base, but the probes have died. The next is going to go down. Widowmine. Oh, the piece de resistance. I have a funny side story about Astrea. We'll save for in between game, but getting on top of this, it is starting to give away a few too many units, but I don't think Bunny's losing any momentum because he has a steady stream forward. Knocks down the Colosse. Taller they are, harder they fall. GG. Bunny takes game 1. His bottom right was Bunny. He's up 1-0. Top left, our American Protoss. It's Astrea. Harding, I wish he would have played tonight. I'm a little sad, but of course I knew, having tuned into his stream prior to this, he was in no shape to play any games tonight. But definitely missing him from this bracket for sure. He's so fun to watch. He's so good. That being said, we might get some luck. He has been playing some of the NA Cup, so we might see him tomorrow. Base Street TV, do you know if the Zelnaga Finest replays are available for free? I don't know anything about. I haven't been following that tournament at all. It falls at a time where I'm actually like asleep, so you'd have to ask Wardy or Roddy about that. Reach out to them. Both of which are pretty easily accessible through Twitter, by the way. Hey, Zoust incoming. I don't think you know what you're talking about. I'm just gonna ask you not to bring it up because we're not here to talk about drama tonight. We're here to talk about StarCraft. Maybe on one of the off nights we can have that conversation. But for now, we are here for Astrea and Bunny, and more importantly, the ESL Cup. Well, we know I'm lying. We're all here for Stream Raiders, right? Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let that battle play right now in the background. I can't show you guys the battle because we're doing StarCraft stuff, but this way we can queue up for another battle ASAP. So starting that battle in the background for you guys. Now, I don't think Bunny needs to pull out any cool tricks. I really liked the drilling claws. I think the drilling claws were actually borderline brutal. But they weren't necessary to his play, because while the drilling claws did a lot, and the Widow Mine certainly did some damage, ultimately Bunny's multitasking and multi-pronged attacks and just constant aggression. There was no breathing room for Astrea. I think, by the way, a lot of people, Korean players are better than most non-Korean players, right? But why? It's because most of them don't let up. They won't give you any time to recover. They're very aggressive in nature, and that just comes from a style of playing in a very aggressive region. So I think what we saw that last game was just a lot of Bunny being aggressive and Astrea never having time to recover from it despite jumping ahead. Anyways, the Stream Raider battle has concluded. Real quick, congratulations guys on your loot. All right, we'll get the next battle going. And if we go quick, we might actually get another, maybe 2 bosses before the night's done. 1 for sure. Either way, next map's up. Go Q. Go Q, Goku. Kamehameha. Okay, sorry, all over the place. A little bit ADHD kicking in. Very anticlimactic for the poor Reaper. Oh, Hard Revenge, if you are taken off. Oh, you took off a while ago. I missed the message, chat. I was gonna say thank you for modding tonight, but he's been gone for a while. Whoops. Are you also streaming over on your Real Rifkin channel? That's where we're getting the clean feed from. So I don't mind telling you guys because it's currently subscriber locked. But Mapu, oh yeah, I said we talked about this. I forgot, totally forgot. We were so busy restarting the stream. The ability to bring you guys a no delay stream comes from working with Mapu on this tonight. Again, Mapu, shout out to him, big love. Guy's experienced, he used to be the main observer for WCS before Blizzard got cheap. And he is observing these games for us, and he is streaming privately to me with a 2-minute delay through my secondary channel. We're using that delayed feed so I can cast it live, and thus we can still do mini games and interact between games and just have I think a better experience overall, frankly. I love being able to do it like this. It's not something we can do often, but I said earlier, and I'll stand by this, every dollar earned tonight through like bits, donations, you guys name it, I'm splitting with Mapu 50-50. So if you guys want to show Mapu some love, by all means, if you donate a message that says like, hey, here's $10, please give it all to Mapu, I will absolutely make that happen. But by default, it's 50-50. So, yeah, Mapu is going to make some bucks off this tonight. So will I, but I think more importantly, we all got to enjoy some StarCraft on a no-delay stream. Which I know doesn't make for good VODs, but I don't care. Because, well, I do appreciate our YouTube audience. I'm here for Twitch. Ooh, that hallucinating Phoenix is nice. It confirms everything that's going on in the main base. Not that he needs to, but he didn't show mech in game 1, and now, Astrea is looking for bio, but it's nice to confirm what's in play because he's gone for Phoenix himself, so he'll know also where the openings are in the base to potentially send those Phoenix in. No lie, that's clever. I'm glad you enjoy it. See, this is the thing. I find I get stuck in my ways because things just work. So I haven't had to reinvent myself in a while, but lately Wardy's success has really inspired me to start trying hard. So things like this, I really enjoy doing, and I think it's made it better for me too. So hopefully you guys are definitely enjoying it. And make sure, if you guys aren't following the channel, please hit that follow button real quick. It's free. I do a lot of StarCraft too, and you'll get notifications when I go live. Although, in fairness, the Twitch default follow button looks really terrible, and you can't actually tell if you're following the channel, even if you're already following the channel. So a lot of you will regularly unfollow when I say that and then refollow, and it's shameful and dumb. Who's Wardy? Yeah, never heard of him. You'd like to see more consistent base trade TV content again. Well, it's a tough thing to hear because I have been streaming consistently. We've just been doing very different time zones than we've done in the past. I've been live like 5 or 6, 7 days of a week, every week or every month the last few months. So humanitarian, maybe you should enable your notifications so you don't miss out in the future. Actually, the biggest thing I want to do is self shout out for, since we have some very passive play. Drops are on the way though, so I'll bring it back to StarCraft in a second. We have the TLO holdout challenge coming up on the 9th. That's actually the best, coolest thing we have coming. If you don't know what the holdout challenge is, basically TLO pro players going to come on the stream and slaughter noobs. You guys are going to die to TLO, and that's fine. That's what we expect. No one's really trying to beat him. You're all trying to see how long you can survive. and you compare your times to everyone else who plays in the day, and the people with the longest time win. It's really fun. We did this with Parting last month. We did it with Rainer the month before. We've done it with Neeb in the past. TLO for the first time will be stepping up, and that's on May 9th. Exclamation mark hold out for more info, but oh, while you're typing exclamation mark hold out, make sure you type F. That was a full medevac dead. Astrea saw that coming and handled it very appropriately, and that, you know, yesterday we watched Euthermal literally tap out of a game versus Rainer for about the same move and the same cost, and that's rough. That's a really devastating move. It doesn't kill Bunny, but it kills his attack. Party got wrecked. Yeah, Party lost to a diamond player. Make sure you never let him live that down, by the way. Party lost to a diamond player who just went for Zerglings and rushed him. And nothing else. And I loved it and I hated it all at the same time. Now, through these concentrated attacks, 7 workers go down. Okay, so not such a big loss for Bunny at the end of the day, but his army is suffering right now. He has a +1 weapon upgrade, which is nice. And a lot of the army for Australia, a good chunk of it's in these Phoenix, won't be not super valuable. But I think that Raven casts either Interference Matrix or Anti-Armor on the main army, you know, either taking out the Colossus or peppering everything orange. And I think this is a fight Bunny can take. But where's that Raven coming into play? All right, goes in, Interference Matrix on one of the Colossus. The reason this might work, oh, the force fields are pretty good out of Astrea. The reason why this might work, though, is because there's so few units out of Astrea. He's got a lot of very big, expensive, supply-heavy units. But when you have a Raven take one of the big ones out like that, it's the same as losing a good handful of your supply. Albeit temporarily. Shriant, probably not. Oh, Ghost Academy's on the way. Okay, this is a little bit earlier than expected and not what I anticipated, but the Ghost Academy is going to have a couple of different benefits. Obviously, EMP, the number one thing everything looks for, but you know, you EMP the Phoenix, it not just takes away their shields, it also takes away the energy, so no more lift ups. And Ghosts deal bonus damage to light units, which Phoenix are. I think it's like 20 damage a shot or something before upgrades, so really can help knock those out of the sky. Not to mention, a lot of people often misconstrue this or constray this. Blah, I can't speak. A lot of people misunderstand the armor value of a Ghost. It's not a light unit. It does not take bonus damage from a Colossus the same way a Marine does, nor the Phoenix. Well, we'll get there when we get there. Astrea goes for a very committed attack. 19 SCVs were pulled to try and make this hold possible, but I don't think it's quite going to work out the way Bunny wants it to. He's losing a lot of those siege tanks. He's trying to kite those. It's not enough. Astrea ties up the series 1-1. Bravo. Sorry, I missed the intros again. Bottom right, Astrea, top left, Bunny. It's game 3 here for the ESL Cup. Now, we already know from the other semifinal results, the winner of this faces off against Cure in the grand finals, and that'll be what comes up next. Oh, is that Mapu's home? What's he showing us here? Okay, cool. I'm just gonna do. What's it say next? I was gonna message Mapu real quick and be like, question mark? Question mark? There you go. I'm on a 2-minute stream delay though, so you may have already forgotten what I'm question marking at for this, but. Patrick Mann says Astrea played a really cool Colossus build that game. No Forge 3 Colossus all in. I mean, it's cool. And for me, it goes right back to what we were describing with Astrea. I mean, I agree with you first off. But he plays very differently and very uniquely. And I'm not saying this is a guy... Oh, this is in-game lag, by the way. It's not Twitch lag this time. Somebody's lagging. Aquario Camus. Did I just accidentally cast a magic spell? Damn, I turned into a frog.
Game paused.
Everyone. Poor Emil. Emil works at Twitch now. He doesn't even stream games anymore. And here we are, still kicking his corpse years later, typing Emil when people lag. At some point, we're going to grow past the meme and not a lot of people are going to remember why that's a thing. That's when we hit Boomer Town. But anyways, sorry, continue my thought there. Yeah, Astrea does a lot of these very unique things that I've literally never seen any other Protoss player do. but they're not so good that I'm like, holy crap, he's the next Dark or something like that. Very talented that he is. Builds like that don't always work out. It's cool that it did. It's awesome that it did because it got us to a game 3, and I want to see more of both of these players. But I don't know. Anybody who watches Astrea play, I think you got to take his builds with a grain of salt because, like I said, it goes back to the first time I saw him pull out one of these versus Scarlet, right? He had just returned to gaming after finishing high school. It was a WCS, I think, qualifier even. And like I said, he did some weird sentry build against her that didn't work. And I thought, oh, this is dumb. Maybe he's not in shape. But then he did the same dumb sentry build against the same player, and in game 2 it worked. So, like, I don't think coin flipping is the right phrase for this to describe him, but Astrea definitely doesn't play in ways that fuel me with confidence unless he wins. I'm not trying to, by the way, I know this sounds like I'm bagging on him. I'm not. I'm really not. I really do respect Astrea. Him and Future are 2 of my favorite NA players. Just like period. So there's the context. I'm just saying, but sometimes we watch Astrea though, don't rush to the ladder with his builds is all I'm saying. If people still remember the NASL sound guy. No, so you know what it is that's got me about it? I've seen like no less than 4 different Reddit threads this week alone where people are asking about those building, like these little rocks here. They're like, what are these rocks at the bottom of the ramp? And anyone who's been around forever since Wings of Liberty knows what those are. But you realize now, anyone who got into the game after that, those have just always been there. They never needed a reason to be there because they were already always there. It's kind of like the social distancing, flatten the curve thing, right? Like, oh, why do we need to do it? It's working. Back in the day, once upon a time, quick little history lesson for those who don't know what I'm talking about. You could either with a Protoss player build 3 pylons at the bottom of the ramp and completely wall someone in, or as a Terran player build 2 engineering bays and effectively lock Zerg players into 1 base. And back then, you didn't have Ravagers to break through that kind of stuff, so Blizzard had to put little rocks there that prevented building because the cheese was too goddamn high. There's pocket chat. Nina, now, am I your favorite? Or I am your favorite? You were when we were when we were dating, but since we broke up, I don't even want to think about you, okay? Like the world. Nina was my girlfriend for all of like 5 seconds, I think it was. It was pretty good. Good times, good memories. You remember the good old days? Yeah, there was some cool stuff. The funny thing is though, those balance things like these rocks and other what do you mean she dumped me pretty hard? F you, Nubius. I broke up with her, okay? I said you could buy out of this relationship. I offered it, okay? Anyways, things like that never applied to team player games. So when you play 2v2s and 4v4s, you'll never see a lot of those buildable rocks at the bottom of those ramps. So when we're casting the 2v2 tournaments, we still see those moves that got those building things banned and placed in so long ago. So a little bit of history still in StarCraft, even though it's 2v2s and not 1v1s. Oh no. Okay, that could have been so much worse. The medevac, if this actually fully escapes, this was a great opening. If the medevac gets caught, it's a little bit less, but still 3 Widow Mines, 7 probes, pretty good trade. Oh, and the Stalkers have almost caught this. 1 more blink should do it. You missed the Archon toilets, Alaska Winter. Well, you know what? You belong in the Archon toilets, okay? Gross. You can go join the clown from It. Did that just get bleeped? Yeah, I told you guys. Twitch changed some policy stuff. They're trying to be more advertiser friendly. So, like, they've got this really cool AI they've put on bigger streamers. So, for example, I can say fun, and it won't pick up on it. But if I go fuck, it picks up on it. It's wild. It's like RTX on, but for my voice. The bunker should hold. This is not enough stalkers to break it, but they'll pick off a couple SCVs. The blink gets out no problem. What the actual that's so awesome. Yeah, it does it with other words too. Like, listen to this. If I just tell you to shush, nothing. But if I say that smells like it picks up on it. How crazy is that? I wish I understood coding. I don't know how they do that. Can you still say I guess not. I just learned that I can't say on stream. You're Destiny curse all the time. He must have a way around it. That guy's smart as hell. Like, that guy is f***ing smart. So you know he probably has some kind of hacker man thing put together, some bullshit that lets him get around and not play by the rules like the rest of us, okay? Getting back to it. The Widow Mines are definitely scary in the early game. Like I said, Widow Mines are not going to be that effective the longer the game goes on, but they're always going to be good against Zealots on the back line. So you're not exactly going to see them dropping these on top of the Colossus anytime soon, but you are going to see them still be a threat nonetheless. Oh, I can say boobies. I know I can say boobies, and I can say ass, but I can't say ass for some reason. So if I say you're being an asshole, it right there. But if I say you're being an ass, it's okay. So I don't know where the line is drawn. You know what I hate though? I hate misinformation. It's the worst. You guys, like, with all this Corona stuff going around and 5G, like, people out there trying to tell people 5G doesn't cause Corona is just hurting us. Honestly, we're gonna be stuck socially distanced because there are people out there who don't understand censorship and 5G. Fun fact, you know, Protoss have Chrono Boost, or that's what you thought. It's actually Corona Boost. They use 5G to power their Nexus. It's insane. Are you sure it's not a setting with your microphone? No, my microphones don't have any software in them. Oh, that recall was huge though. That's gonna crush the attack. Bunny tries to unload the Widow Mines, but he doesn't burn them until it's way too late. So while these do pop off, it's like one shot, no big deal. Walks out of here with half the army supply. Many of these medevacs may not even survive. Astrea gets the big W on that defensive fight. That recall was clutch. It's always dangerous to recall on top of the army as well, because while your units are in transit, they might get targeted for a shot or two. I remember once upon a time when casters casted games. Good old times. Well, if you find one, let me know. But this is your ace field reporter Rifkin coming at you from the front lines. I'm not some schmuck caster, okay? Don't put your labels on me, Dad. Oh, the SCV pull, desperate, but not good to see because there's Colossus here to take him out. GG's get called, and I'm going to be denied my PvT finals. But we are going to have some hype because a foreign young American player will challenge Cure in the grand finale.